and say, I would say anything you like. I don't think that's actually the case. I think there are certain penalties that the referees will enforce.
Sure, yeah.
But you could say a lot of things to your opponents, and as you could bet, our camera crews are going to be catching all that trash talk at the end of the postgame. But it's pretty special to have these teams facing each other. And Cratos, I think, once again, he's going to be fired up and ready to go.
Oh, I hope so. And it's certainly going to be a test for the four gentlemen who are on the other side of the stage. Like I mentioned, got a lot of experience to land. The last thing that you want to be going against is a Cratos who's starting to get loud and get proud on that main stage. But we'll have a look at the series layout. We've already talked about Streets, Oddball, but then we move into Slayer, Bazaar, and we talked about opening strategies, Andy, and we've kind of talked a lot about how influential they are in certain game types. We feel personally, as a duo here on the commentary booth, that the opening to Bazaar Slayer is one of the most influential ones we actually have in the Halo Championship.
It is, and I think we luckily have a lot of reason to say that based on the historic results of that game type, right? When a team goes up 4-0 off of an opening, 8-1 off of an opening. That's such a difficult match to come back from because of the way that Bazaar's built, right? It's so segmented, it's so cornered off. There's ways to isolate battles. Once you have a big lead, you can continue to control the middle of the map, and it's so difficult to come back from. And I think, honestly, also Streets Oddball is any match on Streets is also becoming more and more interesting with that start. How many players do you send Neons? How many players do you send B-side? That's going to be the question here as we get ready for our game number 1 between Acend and XSET.
Here we go then. Main stage is ready to rock here in Raleigh. And we are heading over to Streets to kick things off with a little bit of oddball action now for some people who are joining us for the first time, because firstly, we welcome you along, Andy. Little change in the oddball rules. We just want to highlight for those new viewers. Talk us through it, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Now a round-based play. You might have caught it earlier, but as Acend said, if you're just joining the stream, first of all, welcome. We hope you're enjoying today's matches. Oddball now a 3-round game type. It's going to be first to 100 points in each round. What that does is prevent the big blowouts from happening. So instead, we play 3 mini matches to 100. Best of 3 will win.
Also, of course, if you've got your hands on that oddball, that round timer will stop. So it is never over until it's over.
That's right.
We've already seen some crazy comebacks this year, Andy.
And it's amazing because it demands that you play perfect Halo, that you hold the ball, and there's going to be situations where you cannot afford to drop it, so your ball carrier has to get very creative as we jump now into game number 1, Oddball Streets, between Acend and XSET.
What a story this one could be for the 4 gentlemen from Europe. On the other side, it could be the upset of all upsets, and I'm talking about an emotional upset caused by XSET to this Acend lineup. Early on here, we're going to be watching a little bit of Sica, and we're going to see no real big advantage here at the start of this map. But as I say, a couple of players actually fall for XSET, and the oddball is going to be rotated back towards the tram station. Already a few points on the board here for Acend.
Yeah, 3 dead momentarily there. You actually do see players already pushing B. They're going to need to be aware of that, but they will hold for the moment, and they opt for the tram rotation there. An interesting decision, but one that was likely determined by spawns. If they wanted to go Cafe A, I don't really think they had that option. Based on where the players had died, they had to go for a tram hold, and that's going to lead to about a 20-second lead off the rip.
FilthyG trying to work his way towards driveway and knock on the door a little bit here at tram station. Porky J's going to be moving in. Player taken down to no shields. Another one around the corner, though, and he will lose that battle. However, his teammates pick up a couple of kills. That's 3 dead now to Acend. That will be the oddball down as well. The setup is broken for now. 26-3, the initial score after that hold from Acend.
Snipedrone there, 3 kills on the board, leading the game. Awesome job from him to start off this one. So we take a look at Shaady from the Acend side as well. Going to actually get a flank on Cratos, who had the Bulldog. That's a nice use of the thrust from Shaady. That could have ended differently had he not had that equipment. Picks up another one as well, and even thinks about challenging FilthyG with the perfect kill.
Shaady, welcome to Raleigh, my friend. It's been a long flight, but he's feeling himself already. But let's not get carried away with ourselves here. It was a wonderful play. 36-12 is the score, doubling up onto XSET here. And I think even with just a few moments gone in this game, Andy, you can start to see why the hype is real for this lineup.
Look at Snipedrone with a sneaky neon flank. That's not something you see every day. Eventually, Porky J will get a nice turn on him, but I like what I'm seeing there from Acend. Not afraid to go into a little bit of different strategies that are a little bit less traditional.
Shaady gonna win that battle once again against Porky J. Shaady playing some great stuff already in the first few moments. Cratos is gonna pick up a kill though. Suspector's gonna be flying in, as well as FilthyG. The Bulldog will pick up the kill as required, as now the rocket launcher will be popping in just a few seconds, and you're starting to see a little bit of control now being wrestled back by XSET.
And not surprising to see, I think this is a team that we know can play the distance, they can play the long game. Nice shots coming in from a few players there. It's a rocket grab from Shaady, but actually doesn't convert, and you have to think that The splash damage might have done the deal, but it didn't there. And actually, it's going to be Porky who picks up the next one. Gets back though on B stairs, and you know, whenever the ball gets around B stairs, B pillars, things can get pretty nasty as they're going to bring that one into C momentarily. That ball will roll for a second as they try to determine the best way to push. Once again on that neon flank in the same spot was going to be Snipedrone.
Yeah, a little bit of a messy few moments in this game here as both teams are kind of exchanging kills. No one can really get any kind of semblance of map control. Suspector versus Shaady. Suspector will come out on top of that one. So maybe this is the opportunity here for XSET to get that hold they're looking for to maybe tie up this game.
Bulldog in hand for Snipedrone as well, trying to make the push to get an angle on bottom mid and B stairs, trying to help with Cratos, but that Bulldog just out of range. Help though will come, so that's going to maybe be an opportunity here as there's 2 dead for the side of XSET.
Suspector's trying to rotate that ball towards the neon street though. Snipedrone will cut it off at the pass. Suspector's still alive though. You can see the Snipedrone working with the teammate. Great work from Acend to make sure they focus onto that last player alive and get that kill. And now, where is the oddball? It's in the hands of Acend. They have that tram set up before, and last time we saw them have this, Andy, it was around 20 or 30 seconds they managed to rack up.
That's right, and here we are now, 60 to 41. A little bit of microwave action coming out there. See if he can pick up 2, only 1 with the melee, but still, it's nice pressure and onset. If we were hoping to see some fast-paced Oddball Streets, that's exactly what we're getting. This is in-your-face version of this game type.
It certainly is. Shaady versus Suspector, part 2. This time it will be Shaady who wins that one. Didn't have the height advantage for sure, but while all this is going on, look what Cratos has managed to do here. He's managed to get that oddball back into Tram with a teammate near him. Sica has managed to get away with the rocket launcher in the meantime, though, so if you needed something to break a setup, 2 rockets might be just that.
And I'm surprised to see him take a route to just check B stairs because it just exposed him so much till the call out came, and on the flank actually with Suspector, so they will get not just the rockets but full rockets here at B stairs, making the next push even more difficult.
Tries to thread the needle, gets a little bit of damage but not the kill, and now Suspector's going to be pressured as well, and he can't pick up the kill. The cursed rockets really not doing the job here, but the double kill was actually picked up I think by Porky J, so not too much of a worry here as Lqgend tries to challenge. The ball is back in Tram once more, and with that an opportunity here for XSET to once again try and set up and once again try and close that gap. 85 to 59 and rising, but you have to say XSET have an opportunity here to get close.
They do, and the other thing also, this is a very dangerous time for them. They need to play this really well, just because if we do see one more hold coming in from Acend, that could be the round, and you know that XSET knows that.
Yeah, it could be the same on both sides, though. One wave of kills here for XSET, and they could have an opportunity to win the game. So all of these kills, very, very instrumental. The scary thing for both teams is that Oddball is down in no man's land at the moment. Porky J picks up the kill onto Snipedrone, and now he tries to locate his battle rifle reticle onto another player here from Acend, but can't quite find one. There's one, and there's some good shots as well. Suspector picks up one. Porky J will pick up another as well, and this is the opportunity XSET needed.
Yeah, several dead there, and just like you said, this could be essentially a tie game here, 80 to 85.
Player trapped in red room. Porky J tries to get a little bit cheeky, tries to get a little bit sneaky, and tries to get a little bit up in the faces of Acend. That's 2 for him, 92 and rising. And oh my, Porky J, that's what you need. There are a few moments around here from closing this out, and what a comeback it's been from XSET. They'll take the first round on Oddball Streets.
And what a play from Porky J. When your team is holding the ball down by about 10 with 10 to go, and you're able to get 3 kills, that pretty much secures the round. We're going to jump right back in, of course, for round number 2.
Here we go again. Round number 2 underway. Let's see who can win that battle for power weapons at the start. The rocket launcher, keep your eyes on it. It's disappeared. We're not sure where it's gone, but we know where the oddball is, and now we know where the rocket launcher is as well. Porky J, who finished that first round in quite some style, gets a little reward for it at the start of the second.
I was going to say, he starts the round with quite some style as well, just really picking up where he left off. It's not every day that you see your player grab the ball, grab the rockets, toss that ball into neon to give your team an early lead, but that's exactly what Porky J has done here.
Bulldog down as well. He's going to swap out the empty rocket launcher for the Bulldog, but Shaady just keeping that pressure on. You're never comfortable if you play against these 4 gentlemen from EU. But at the moment, XSET are managing to deal with it, and it's one thing to know how a team's going to play, it's another to deal with it, and I've been so impressed with how XSET have managed to do it.
Oh boy, Shaady with the thrust juke against Cratos, also going to force the bottom neon spawns coming in for that team. A nice play there coming in from Shaady, not afraid to challenge there and also stay alive. Snipedrone just going to wait for teammates and also take this tires battle.
The information he's just gathered, though, is absolutely massive. They now know that everybody is spawning towards that B stronghold, towards Arcade, so they can locate all of the battle rifles, all the resources towards those directions, towards those angles. But here comes a cheeky little flank as FilthyG lives up to his name and managed to sneak past.
When we talk about Halo Infinite being a game of inches, that is the perfect example. Snipedrone checking neons for what felt like 10 full seconds, and just as he looked away is the exact time that someone's poked neons. You have to watch your sight lines, you have to be consistent there, because at any moment someone can sneak through.
Look at this from Cratos as well. He was aware of where those spawns were coming in. The cafe spawns lit up. He managed to sneak through. He picked up one. Snipedrone managed to escape though, but without not having his shields broken. So Cratos doing a lot of work here. But as I say that, look at the score. It seems like we're just seeing kill after kill after kill go to XSET. But the ball is in the hands of Acend, and it's 28-14 and rising. Yeah,
I have to agree. There's a little bit of a disproportion there in terms of how many slays we've seen relative to the actual points on the board in terms of the oddball scoreboard. So the side of XSET gonna need to step that up just a little bit.
Yeah, Porky J had the rockets though, so maybe this is what they need to pick up the kills. It certainly picked him up one, and 2 more kills will be picked up as well. Lqgend versus Suspector. This battle was gonna be won again by Suspector, this time with the beatdown. And he also has a rocket to work with as well. XSET with the hold inside a tram. The big stick's out once again, but no boom this time, as Sica will get some lovely cross-map shots.
He's gonna be happy to just use that rocket in that scenario as well. Bulldog tries to come out against FilthyG. FilthyG will win that one, but I want to point out how important against that plan there, just head glitching against that angle. That's the reason you saw the repulsor used in that G2 Navi match, because you want to avoid anyone getting in those nasty head glitches and catching you off guard.
Suspector 8-4 in this game at the moment. The only player who on XSET who is actually negative is Porky J at 3-4, but it's 50-24, which just shows the rotations have been on point so far from Acend. A long way to go in this second round. Once again, Suspector picking up a couple of kills as Cratos tries to take down Shaady bottom middle and get that ball back into Tram. Great play here for Cratos, not only dealing damage, but prioritizing the objective as well.
Certainly a great job, like you said, does the damage, also keeps his shields while he pulls that ball back. He's gonna have to drop it though over to B Street because he knows that the pressure is coming here from top C, and I think he's gonna catch Cratos off guard here.
He certainly is, but he needs to hit the shots and just about manages to do so. So Bulldog down, and also Lqgend down. A Suspector cleans up that kill. Snipedrone with the ball in hand momentarily. Where are his teammates though? As the clock will once again tick towards 60 points now. And almost exactly double the score of their opponents here. Acend in the lead. Drop ball not going to be too much though. Snipedrone trying to fly in. There's FilthyG though to pick up the pieces.
And 3 dead momentarily as well. It's going to give them a big opportunity for control. You see players just starting to spawn in, and now Cratos once again on that same flank. So I like what I'm seeing from Cratos. He's not afraid to do the exact same thing we saw Snipedrone doing, a little bit less conventional. You go on the big flank, you let them spawn, you come in behind them. That's exactly what we're seeing from Cratos here.
They've got to be more aware of that Acend. Cratos is doing it time after time, and there he is, just stabbing them in the back once more. Cratos taking these angles, as he picked up not just 1 but 2 kills as well. He's 9-5 at the moment. He's controlling all of the momentum in this game, and everything that Acend are trying to do. It's a killing spree for him, finally shut down by Lqgend.
We'll have to see if that one gets cleaned up. Looks like Lqgend's going to get into Tram, so that's going to cause a little bit of difficulty for the side of XSET, but they've got to be very happy with how the slays have gone, because just like that, we are tied, and now, as we say that, now 62-59, but essentially a tie game.
Set up, though, once again for Acend. Snipedrone's going to be playing ahead of Lqgend on those B stairs, just playing nice and sneaky, just waiting for the communication to come out from his teammates, and then he will jump into action, spring into action to try and clean up those kills. But look at these shots coming in from Lqgend, doing so much damage, but just not being able to convert any of the damage into kills. XSET playing their lives exemplary there.
Surprised that we see Lqgend come out of Tram. It's very rare that you see a player actually push down Tram stairs to challenge bottom middle. That put him pretty exposed, and in the end, it's going to lead to an XSET controller back Tram.
Cratos has the Bulldog as well, so it's going to be even more difficult here for Acend to break into this setup with those close quarter battles. Snipedrone just playing in this one a little bit slow. Lqgend working so well though with Snipedrone to take down Cratos. Now they have the information that the Bulldog is down. It's going to be BR versus BR as now they make that swarm.
Look at the push here. You got to be kidding me. Great work from the entire team as they just clear out all of Tram like a tactical unit, and they will also bring the ball back as well. Look at the clock there, 90-point mark.
90-point mark, and now we find ourselves in a very similar position to what we saw in round number 1, Andy. Last time it was XSET who had to hold off the push. This time it's going to be Acend, 99. Oh, no! Not 100 though, as at the last second the player comes in, but Snipedrone picks up an overkill, and that's going to win the round here for Acend.
My goodness, what a finish there. Such a strong set of plays from the Acend roster, and they've got to be feeling very good after that one.
Replay's up. We need to see it. That's all I'm saying. I want to see how we managed to do that, because that is being cool under pressure. But with all that done, we still got another round to go. 1-1 here between Acend and XSET, our first map of the day.
And what other way to start off the day with this series in terms of a tiebreaker round. Only one more round to decide these two. And of course, this last round will determine the winner of game number 1 as Cratos picks up a few kills from the back of Tram.
4 dead off the break here for XSET. This is what they needed just to find a little bit of calm, a little bit of composure in this round after a little bit of a high-intensity finish to that second oddball round here. Suspector's managed to get it back to Tram. And one thing we should point out here, Andy, both teams seem to be favoring this setup, not going towards PD at any moment of this game.
And you have to wonder, is that because their opening kills are dictating that they need to go to Tram, or do they actually want to hold in Tram? It's tough to say based on what we've seen, because each opening hold, due to those kills that have come in, has kind of had to go to Tram. But one thing I want to point out on set is these players are making high-risk, high-reward plays, big gambles. When you flank all the way around Neons or all the way around back PD, you are essentially only holding 3 players in your base at Tram, and you are taking a high-risk flank. Both teams are doing it, but the question is which team's going to do it the best in our tiebreaker round.
2 dead for each team here. Ball in the hands of Acend. They're going to be able to pick up this kill on Suspector, though. He's going to be able to sneak through with no shields. The ball is down, so it looks like they're all aware of his position. Sica's going to be there to make sure that they clean it up, and that's an example of the communication there, Andy, making sure that they clean out that player and that it does not become a problem a little bit later in the game.
3 dead there for XSET as they're going to continue the hold. Looks like they found the last player, and they'll be looking soon for the fresh spawners as well. That should have led to a little bit of team, but Suspector from the B stairs gets that grenade kill on the ball. That's a huge play.
Yeah, not only that, he picks up another, and Suspector is just being such a nuisance to this lineup from Acend. He's managed to not only pick up 1, he's picked up 2, which has slowed things down. If he turns this as well, it would be an absolutely humongous play from Suspector. He does it, and he's kind of kept his team in this one.
Oh, no, no, no! Oh my God, almost did it again. The one thing I gotta say right now, on the side of Acend, if you have 3 dead and Suspector is the last player alive on B pillars, you cannot allow what just happened to happen.
Rockets in the hands of Cratos. Nothing going to be connecting too big for him, though, as the players on Acend manage to survive. However, as I say that, 3 fall in quick succession. Porky J, the only player down here for XSET, so they can get that ball, and this is the first opportunity, like we were talking about, Andy, to maybe bring that ball back towards A Tower, towards PD. Now, we're going to have to see how this hold works for XSET.
Yeah, we've almost seen a half hour of ball time here throughout this first game, and like you said, this is the first time we're even seeing a Snipedrone, unfortunately, third base sliding into the other end of a Bulldog. That's going to be pretty difficult, but Lqgend, nice job there. Off of that PD bow to swing back. They're going to now be holding once again.
Cratos last alive as well. Shaady just swarming towards him. Going to have some help from Lqgend. They have the ball in hand. If they can clean this kill up, then it would be really good time for them. But no, took too long to do it. And now you see the push come in as Cratos has choice words for the French.
You saw that. Yep. Cratos certainly had something to say about that, and for good reason. Once again, that's Acend letting Cratos stay alive and pick up extra kills he shouldn't be. And guess what? That gave his team so much time to push up all across the map, and what could have been another big hold for Acend will still be kind of standoffish there for XSET. They'll still hold them at bay.
Great movement though from Shaady, just using that drop slide to get that extra little bit of momentum, but the most important thing here is the fact that XSET is still holding the ball, but Shaady might have something to say about that. He picks up the double. The ball is going to be thrown out towards bottom middle though. Rockets are coming up in 10 seconds, a pivotal moment in this game.
Certainly keep an eye on those rockets bottom middle. Snipedrone trying to watch them, but knows that he also has to support on B side because there's pressure coming in. Let's see where those rockets go. Both teams have an eye on them.
35 and climbing the score in comparison to XSET's 47, but Porky J has managed to get the boom boom. So this is an opportunity for them to make this push to pick up the kills and maybe pick up a little bit of oddball time too. It's a double kill for Porky J, and he's still got a rocket in the chamber.
He's wondering where that last player might be. Didn't need the last rocket kill. Shaady as well. That's a momentary 3 dead, so they now need to be worried about these fresh spawners here. 57 to 42.
57 and climbing though. Pressure still coming in, though, from Acend. Where's that first kill going to come in, though? Snipedrone managed to survive for now. 2 players fall around. That's going to be 3 dead for XSET. You can see how close they were to picking up the kills as the trade will come in. Where are the spawns, though? The Oddball is in the hands of Shaady. Where are Acend looking to set up here? Where are XSET going to spawn? And where is the hold and the fight going to happen?
Yeah, Cratos already on that Neon's push doing a lot of damage, and they're just going to try to hold this. And it looks like they're going to be pretty spread out, XSET. They're going to look for these first picks. Once they get the kill, expect them to push very quickly.
Suspector does get that kill. FilthyG gets the second. Suspector gets the third. So the setup is just falling apart like wet toilet paper here for Acend. XSET have managed to just crunch through them. It was almost too easy for them.
It was, and it looked like they were a bit spread out there, but they perfectly timed those kills. They got them one by one. Once again, Suspector being a huge factor in that entire operation, and they will continue scoring.
17-6. Suspector as well. Porky J, though, is the man we're watching for now. The Oddball going to be thrown out bottom middle. He's taken down a no shields, and he's taken into the death screen. 2 dead here for XSET, and the ball in the hands of Acend. So even though we're seeing some big statistics here from XSET again, look at the score at the bottom of your screen. It's 1-1 in rounds. It's 77-70 now in the hands of XSET, but it's Acend who have the ball in their control.
Yeah, 4 seconds on these rockets. Let's see what XSET wants to do. Right now, you could argue that they have the advantage because they do have control of this alley, but it's Shaady who snags him right away. Can't turn. He does spend 1 rocket, though. Tie game here.
Tie game, pretty much. 1 second the difference between the teams. Cratos picks up 1. Sica will try to trade it out. FilthyG has the Bulldog as well, and with 1 rocket left here, this might be what XSET need to close out game number 1. That is the death for Snipedrone. The XSET fans were desperate for. 84, 85 and rising. This might be the last push here. Coming in for Acend.
Needs to be a perfect push from Acend. They were 1 dead. They had the odd man not able to rush, and let's see if they can get the kill here. 91-point mark.
They pick up 2. They pick up 3. Porky J is last player alive here. They needed to hold XSET. They're not able to do it. And now Porky J is scarpering away, playing his life. And the Oddball goes into the hands now of Acend. They are picking up points. They are closing in on the lead. And now we find ourselves, if Acend hold, they win this game.
Somehow Porky J able to stay alive. That's a huge push out. Tied up 91-91.
2 players dead though. Here for Acend. Lqgend trying to survive. XSET collapsing and falling over as FilthyG picks up 2. They will also pick up that Oddball. 5 seconds to go. Make it 3, 2, 1. And XSET will close out game number 1. But my. That was a fight.
That was, and maybe not the game 1 that they expected in this series. You have to think XSET coming into this one pretty confident, but in that moment they're having to go all the way, the distance. It was the final push. But what we just saw was, is that a sign of things to come, or was that maybe just a one-off? We're going to find out a little bit more in game number 2.
Well, they don't have to worry about the objective here, because the only objective is to pick up 50 kills first. We're going into Slayer now on Bazaar. You can see the rocket launcher going to be vital for teams to get that opening, to keep that control. You can also see that grapple shot spinning around, and we've seen some creative stuff coming out of players already with that, Andy.
Certainly, so many things to contest in the middle of this map, and that's why Onset and I continue to talk about the opening rush on this game type specifically. It is going to be vital for these teams, and if you lose that opening rush in a big way, it creates quite a hill to come back from.
Well, here we go. Let's see how both teams approach the start of our second game of the series. XSET up by 1 in this best of 5, and Sica's actually going to pick up the first kill as well. Going to be traded out almost immediately, though, by Porky J, and now you can see how contested that rocket launcher is going to be. But speaking of power-ups, speaking of power weapons, Porky J, he's got the overshoot.
He does. Right now, also looking bottom middle. Has a little bit of help, has to reload, so can't finish the Snipedrone kill on his own. Does have the dynamos as well, so that might help him a little bit with these rockets. And now just taking a look at the bridge. Great control from low from XSET, and that's something we should mention. Even though this feels like a vulnerable position, you can really do a lot of damage from down low.
But look how tight it is, Andy. Even though we've seen power weapons being picked up on one side and kills being traded out, it is pretty tight at the start of things. The only difference really has been Suspector's got away with a Bulldog. And that's been the only thing that's had an influence at the start of this game.
Which is pretty wild to say that out of an opening rush, that's really the thing we talk about. That tells you just how even it was. But look at this, not afraid to push right in. Bark, bark, bark goes the Bulldog. Picks up another one. Looks for the last one on Shaady, but can't convert there. But still on the push is XSET.
Cratos manages to pick up 1. Lqgend should be there to trade it out and manages to do so as well. So 9-6 the score. A 3-kill differential between the 2 teams. Make that 2 though, as 1 kill will be picked up here for Acend. Now we're going back to a little bit more of a stalemate. You can see that Acend spawning over on the blue side. And at the moment, XSET just kind of trapped on the red side. So it's a battle for mid-map control.
Yeah. For those of you watching here, both in the arena in Raleigh and also at home, the closest parallel, if you haven't played a lot of Bazaar Slayer, maybe you're just coming back to Halo. First of all, welcome back. The easiest parallel is that this plays a little bit like a Pit Slayer, right? There are times where it will slow down.
Oh, 100%. It's all about getting that pick, that first opportunity to pick up a kill, and then you've got a little bit more space. Center map to move up, to create a few more plays, and have your teammates give you that little bit of cover that they're looking for. But look at this now, just a 1-kill game between the two teams. Porky J will pick up the second beat down onto Lqgend though, but picked up immediately as an assist and converted into a kill. 12-11, still in the favor of Acend.
Questions where this overshield goes. That's where I have my eyes on. Of course, that just popped, and we'll have to see exactly where that fell. It was obviously grabbed right away, but it doesn't look like it was burned just yet. There it is going to be in the hands of FilthyG for XSET. Going to try to rally the team back here.
More concerning thing here for Acend is that XSET picked up 2-3 kills just before the overshield was actually popped.
Yeah.
So now they have the disadvantage being trapped into respawns, Andy. But not only that, they've got to deal with a man with an overshield, and FilthyG is going to turn it into kills. Grapples forward, but no! Lqgend makes a legendary play.
Wow, Grapples in there. You were pretty sure he was going to find the kill, but guess what? Kind of something out of a horror film. When he checked the corner where he thought the player might be, it turns out he was already behind him there, so that will keep this game close.
It will keep it close, but it will be the lead now going to Acend. 1 kill difference between the two teams. How quickly a game can change, Andy, through 1 play.
We talked about objective efficiency in this game type, as you mentioned, because this is Slayer. You have to think of those power-ups and power weapons as the objective, and that is not an efficient use of that overshield. They totally wasted it.
They certainly did. Not only that, this is the first time we're going to see Acend with a rocket launcher in their hand. You can see Shaady running it back as well. He's got a mangler down by his feet, I'm pretty sure, as well as this rocket launcher and a battle rifle. He's a human arsenal right now, this man. Snipedrone picking up 1, and 21-17 the score as they start to extend ever so slightly here.
I like that play from Shaady. He just goes up top rocks. He makes sure to clear out the entire area. Then he gets the comms from the team that the entire opposing team is past the other side of the 50-yard line. So he's playing really conservative here with these rocks at top rocks.
And now you're seeing, like you mentioned, the game slowing down a bit. Why? It's because XSET know that they don't have control of any power weapons. Shaady has the grapple. The overshield's popping up as well, and now it's down to XSET to try and make a move to deny this space. Cratos is going to pick up 1, though. That is going to create a little bit of an opportunity, but now here comes Shaady, but is it too little too late? Can he get the kill onto FilthyG? He can. Overshield is down, but Cratos has managed to snag it.
There is power in numbers, and that's exactly what XSET did. Even though they did not have control of the Rockets, they sent multiple players bottom mid, and just like that, they somehow pull out an overshield grab.
Not only that, they've brought the game back to within 1, make that a tie game at 24-24. Killing spree, 5 without reply here for Cratos.
Incredible set of plays there, and they've just timed that perfectly. The push from XSET somehow, despite not having that rocket control, able to pull out that overshield. That has totally changed the game.
26-26 though. Overshield will be pretty much taken out of effect in a few moments' time as well, as it just ticks down, as Cratos unfortunately won't have that little bit of extra shielding to help him in those battles. Shaady picks up 1 though, and Shaady is going to give an opening now, as it's going to be Lqgend who surprises Cratos. Takes him down, Snipedrone picks up another, and now we're seeing a big swing the other way as Acend go into the lead.
This has been so back and forth once again, and now just a 1-kill game at 28-29. Neither team wanting to make that first mistake on this next push. And just holding top is FilthyG and the rest of XSET here in Bar.
Now are both teams thinking about that overshield? It's going to be popping up pretty soon. Have they slowed it down once more to set up for that play? Or is it just a case of a little bit of trepidation? A few nerves starting to come across the two teams. The overshield up in around 30 seconds as you see the move. Acend have that 1-kill advantage, but Porky J with a sneaky position should be able to tie it up at 30 all. He does so.
Does it very well. Needs to watch out for the spiker and is able to stay alive. Gets out of the tree as well. Narrowly escapes all those grenades. Just like that, still a tie game. Overshield in 10 seconds.
Overshield in 10 seconds. What's the play here from Acend? Because you can see how XSET are set up on the map. They do have positional advantage. Acend have to force their way through a few different chokes and try and get some angles onto it. Suspector picks up a kill, which is going to make things a little bit easier as well. Sica, he's going to have a mangler in hand. The Bulldog is going to equalize, though, for FilthyG. He drops down the drains into the basement, but he can't find anyone. Nobody at home here as Snipedrone has taken that position away, and also that overshield.
That's right, just about gone here, but it's still going to help him get this last kill on FilthyG. So just like that, now 34-32 in favor of Acend.
Here goes Sica into the bar. Now he's going to be pushing towards that back flag as well. Look at this collapse coming in. Cratos gets taken down. Constant pressure coming in from Acend once more. But Lqgend's going to have to be careful here because two of his teammates have fallen. Looking across the stat lines here, Snipedrone, 13 and 9 for Acend, leading the way. On the other side, it's Cratos, 12 and 7 for his squad.
Huge plays from FilthyG. Not only does he stay alive, he gets one kill, gets the second player weak, and somehow they fight out of that scenario there to keep this game tied at 36. Huge plays from XSET to avoid the collapse.
At no point has either of these teams had a significant advantage in this Slayer. It's been back and forth, trade for trade, and you're seeing it once again in the kill feed here. These two teams are so evenly matched on this map. Sica picks up one though. Cratos has no shields and taken down, as now we're seeing Acend go into a lead, but again, it's just 2 kills.
Here comes the big push there up in the hut. Nice job from Lqgend to not trade there. He had the support from top Rockets as well as they start to set their sights on the power-up once again. This one's going to be huge as we reach the end game.
Now we start to look at how many kills are left for teams to pick up, not how many are gone. 10 kills is all that Acend need. On the other side, it's 12 for XSET, so you can see how this next team fight is so pivotal to how this game 2 will turn up. Snipedrone picks up one, and that's going to put the pressure now onto Porky J.
It's true, you only really have 2 battles left in this game. There's one right now on your screen that's about to take place is going to be for this overshield.
Overshield's coming up, 3 seconds. But more importantly, it was the 2 kills that went down before, which will allow Sica to pick this one up. He slams it into his chest. He picks up some dynamos. He picks up the thrust as well. Sica has the opportunity here to really put the hurt onto XSET.
And they actually forfeited it. XSET let that overshield go. They were going to try to bait it maybe, or try to double
Suspector?
it. But
Sica
doesn't
picks
matter.
up 2. And now he's looking for 3. FilthyG! Oh, that's huge. 47 to 41 though. The push coming in from Acend might be enough.
Let's see what Lqgend does here. If he's able to pick up another kill, this really could be the end of the game. Trying to find out if they can find the opposing players, but they're all going to split spawn across the map, so we will stay at 47-41.
3 minutes and 20 left in this game as well. Then if I know Acend, I know that they're not going to die trying. They're going to make a play here. Maybe it's Sica just playing slowly, but no, it's Shaady in the kill feed. He picks up the kill onto Porky J, and now you're seeing the push come in. Cratos with a green gun is going to survive for now. So is Lqgend, though, as Snipedrone moves across. Snipedrone will pick up that kill, and we have a series on our hands. 1-1 as Acend answer back. It's coming right down to those final moments. But now we move over to Strongholds. The first time we're going to see it in the series, Andy. Live fire is where we're heading, and we've seen already how crazy the rotations can be on this map. With the pace this series has gone at, how Oddball was played.
Yeah.
This is going to be a banger.
I mean, we talked about how close this game is, right? Halo Infinite in general, right? A game of inches, and just the fact that this series has been so close. Expect last-second resets to define this series. If you can get key crucial resets, key crucial trades, that will be the determining factor in who wins this game.
It certainly will be. Maybe that sniper rifle is going to have an impact as well. One big headshot is all it takes to turn a game on its head. Here we go, though. Porky J picks up the first kill, and that's going to be going in the favor of XSET. A couple of kills going to be traded out. Sica now tries to escape with the sniper rifle in his hand, but look at the confidence.
Yeah.
Doubles back, says, hey, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to try to take someone with me.
I was going to say the same thing, but it's not every team here at this event. Also hits the no-scope beat down on Cratos there, but it's not every team at this event that's going to jump the top middle right away and grab that sniper and then continue to challenge angles. Good confidence there.
Look at this, though. Early on, triple cap for Acend. Huge burst of pace off of the start of this game, and they will have BC control. Suspector moves into A to turn that back over to XSET. So 18-0 the score, and rising in the favor. And look at that Lqgend just jumping up. Suspector being caught with his trousers down. That's never a good thing to be caught with, Andy.
Interesting play from Suspector. He saw that his team was overloading dummies side, so instead he goes bottom middle, over to the bottom middle B pillars, and tries to change that angle instead of stacking up with his team. So we're going to keep an eye on those decisions from this team. Do they move as a pack, or do they start to spread out on Strongholds?
FilthyG's having to wait for his teammates to respawn here because they were down a player. And when you're playing Strongholds, you can't force across the map without having kills in your favor. And as we can see here, they do not have those, as they will have to retreat back to C once more. But look at the pressure now coming in from Shaady. He picks up one, and Sica picks up another. The pressure here at the start of this game from Acend is what separates them from some of the best.
And I think you put it perfectly. They are playing with not just confidence, but extreme confidence. When you're challenging like angles like that from closet into C flat, sending 2 players right into C and not being afraid, that's been the difference maker so far. 63-0.
And the 0 is what stands out to me at the moment. XSET haven't had a foothold in this game, and look at the pressure once again coming in. Sica realizes that the spawns are coming in towards C. Hey, we'll take A away from you, and now we know where you're spawning. Now we know where the pressure is. Snipedrone will lose the battle. But Shaady picks up the kill and trades it out straight away. Cratos finally wins the battle over at B, so there's an opportunity here for XSET to finally get some points on the board by converting B in their favor.
But what a start from Acend. Onset, the first thing you said about this team as they stepped onto the main stage was expect this team to play fast and expect them to play quick. Like we said, the last second contest making a huge difference.
Would still come to get the reset. They fight tooth and nail for B. One player somehow stayed alive for long enough for players to come off the respawn. They pick up the kills, and now it is 90-0. Nil point. I don't speak much French, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
I think you're right, and regardless, we have one of the most commanding leads we have seen in a Strongholds match in professional play, period, as they are now up 103-0.
Oh, this is getting a little bit ugly here for XSET. They need some semblance of control. Maybe it's going to come now as two players do flood towards B. They finally managed to get a point on the board, which is step one in this game for sure. Maybe now they can start to string a few kills together and get some control, but no. Every time we see them, every time we swap to a POV, you can see the pressure that they're feeling.
But look what it required just to get B. They had to send two players, and only one of them barely stayed alive to get the final capture. That tells you the level of control we're seeing from Acend.
Shots coming in. It's the back of Porky J as well. Shaady will pick up a kill, and now Porky J has to move away and try and survive. Good communication, though, moving towards the camo side to pick up that player and manage to pick up that kill. 117-11. The flip now coming in towards A for XSET, however, it gets reset almost immediately. Lqgend picks up another kill in the feed, a triple cap now as A is where XSET tried to put a lot of resources to turn things back, but it's 126-11 here, Andy, and at the moment, Porky J is trying to do what he can. He picks up one to get his team back in, but it's just not enough.
Almost picks up two. Like you said, though, still not scoring. The one thing that XSET can be thankful for is the fact that Strongholds here is a marathon. There are a lot of points still to be played, on the board. However, still seeing some really good control, but finally, XSET will continue scoring, now looking for maybe a trip cap here on B.
And this is the first time we've seen XSET with the opportunity to stagger some spawns. By doing that, they can create scenarios where they have 2v4s on the map, but Snipedrone says no, he picks up two, and once again makes a play to even things up.
Also gets to stick with the spiker that doesn't end up trading. Another fantastic play, as he's gonna now set his sights on C. Multiple players here pushing dummies. Cratos doing very well to peek, but Snipedrone will win that one as well.
E-wave down, and look, as soon as Snipedrone is taken down to no shields, the help arrives almost immediately. It's like every single player on Acend in this game so far has had each other on speed dial. 999, I need your help, this is an emergency, and they arrive in the nick of time. But once again, XSET finally managed to pick up the kills they need to get a foothold in this game. They have B, they should be able to turn over C as well. A will go in the hands of Acend, so they will be scoring here, XSET, but it's still such a huge deficit.
Exactly, you might be thinking, you know, these last few minutes looked really good for the side of XSET. However, don't forget it's still 160-32. So even though we saw a few slays going in for the side of XSET, Acend still looking very strong here, dominant on the scoreboard.
Now, I don't want to bring this up, I'm going to have to. One thing that maybe some EU teams in the past have done is bottle games like this. Yeah. And it's when they've had a dominating lead and all of a sudden they lose control, things start to go against them, they get a little bit nervous, they get a little bit shaky, and all of a sudden the score gets a lot closer than you would imagine. I'm really interested to see if Acend can hold that kind of momentum away from XSET and wrestle their way into this game.
I think one thing that's going to continue to be a difference maker is can they get these sneaky resets? On a map like Live Fire, in a game like Strongholds, one player just staying alive, back tower or back B, and getting those sneaky back whacks can really be the big difference maker in this game.
Well, this is the opportunity for them to prove their steel here because XSET are back in this game. They have a triple cap, they're picking up kills as well, and Porky J and Suspector are starting to find that chemistry. Things are starting to flow now for XSET.
Right, what was just a 160-22 is now a 170-65. So starting to put some points on the board, and like we said, regardless, there's plenty of time on the clock for them to get right back in this game.
It certainly is, and now they're picking up a few kills along the way. Things are starting to just piece together a little bit. The jigsaw is starting to, you know, make that picture. You're starting to see half the horse. Not the whole thing quite as yet, but with a sniper rifle and a camo in their hands, maybe a few more of those pieces are going to start to slot into place. But Suspector's got to play this one sneaky. FilthyG is going to make it a little bit easier for him to do so, as now they're trying to put pressure on that triple cap once more.
Yeah, right now just playing very sneaky in the corner. If anyone gets an angle on him, they'll have to try to eagle eye him out. They don't even challenge it to trip cap momentarily as B starts to get converted.
Snipedrone inside a B for now. Porky J puts an end to that sentence almost as soon as it started. The triple cap does continue. C going to be turned over though for Acend. 109 to 169 and rising here, and this is starting to look a little bit scary here for Acend. They need to get some kills together. They need to get some control, but Suspector managing to pick up Snipedrone might again put that pressure on.
Snipedrone with a very good trade back tower. They absolutely had to clear out back tower in that scenario, and Snipedrone knew it. He comes back, they clean up the kill, and just like that, that leads to more control from them. That kill, that does not happen without that kill back tower.
Massive, absolutely huge, influential. We talk about big kills in a game. That one will have an asterisk by it because we'll have to talk about that one when we get to the end of it. But for now, it is scoring again for Acend. A big battle going down over here towards B as the pressure is on. It will be converted, but look at this. FilthyG is just ducking, diving, doing what he can to survive. He's not able to do it, and now 191 to 122. Well, that's going to get even bigger, that scoreline, because a triple cap is back for Acend.
And just when you felt like XSET maybe had, like we said, all the pieces of the puzzle in place, the trip cap will stay, the reset will come in on C as well, and Acend just feels like they're playing one step ahead.
Oh, Suspector feels a no-scope. Look at this from Lqgend as well. Just dives down. He doesn't care. Now he's going for the no-scope. Beat down. Only the beast down will connect, though, as it will be AB in their control. XSET need to pick up this next string of kills, though. Otherwise, this game might just slip through their fingers.
They thought they might have had the control they needed to close this one out, but just as quickly as he said that, the trip cap came in. Now 229 to 126. This needs to be an excellent set of exchanges from XSET if they want to win this game.
XSET moving to B. They're going to give up A here, and they're going to let Acend take that. It's going to give them information on where the respawns are coming in, which is why you're seeing Lqgend taking so much damage from this grenade. But look, they've already managed to split across the map. They've already made that rotation towards C, and they're going to be scoring once more.
Once again, playing one step ahead, scoring again, now within striking distance of this game. Great shots coming out of Sica, as he will now just start to convert B.
A goes back to XSET, though, and this is going to be the battle for B here. If they don't win it, XSET, this could be game going towards Acend. 237, big win from Lqgend again on C. He will hold things down. The reset comes in. The triple cap is in effect, and it will be game going to Acend.
What a game from them. They will close out the game and take a lead in the series with a score of 2-1. Set we're in pool play. And we're getting ready to jump back into game number 4. It's going to be Aquarius CTF. Again, Acend versus XSET kicking off this game number 4. Acend with a chance to close out this series. However, on the other side of the board, it's XSET that wants to send us to a game number 5.
We're going to have to see exactly how the opening strategy goes for both teams and who's going to come out on top this time. Before the restart, it was, of course, XSET who did get that camouflage. And did manage to get that top mid control. And just a little update from League Ops as we see FilthyG win the first BR fight of the game. It is 0-0, full restart in this game.
And what a big stop from Snipedrone there. Of course, had no idea that there would be a technical restart, but stopping that flag prevents us from starting this game with an aggregate or understood score of 1-0. So we are a fresh restart in this game. One thing I got to point out on set that you have to think Acend is thinking, XSET has been exclusively pushing utility. They have been overloading utility. I don't even think we've seen the planner side of the map once on screen.
Doesn't exist.
It has been all utility, and you have to think Acend is going to be ready to face that in this restart.
As we say that, XSET moved to the plant side of the field. Of course, it was always going to happen, but we're also seeing the heat wave in their hands as well as the camo. Now, XSET need to make the most of this. They have everything they need to make the assault on the base. Cratos is picking up kills as well. The longer this takes, the less effective these power-ups and power weapons are going to be. The thrust is going to keep him alive. Lqgend, though, once again, staggers those kills, Andy. That is a big defensive play.
Kratos did such a good job there with camo. He did as much damage on Lqgend and Sica in the back of the base as he could. However, the teammates just weren't there. And once again, Acend did such a good job to apply the pressure there. Nice double kill comes in from Suspector, but it gets cleaned up. So honestly, on set, we might be changing to a little bit of Planner's pressure, but it's a lot of the same from the last game.
Yes, Sica's going to have the heat wave too. And it is exactly the same pattern that we saw, like you summed up absolutely perfectly. Start this game, like we saw before, Acend on the back foot very much. It is the aggression coming in from XSET. But finally, Sica's decided, hey, do you know what? I'm fed up of having no control of this side of the map. I'm going in, boys. I'm going to pick up some kills.
In a game like this on set, you tend to see that a multi-kill is the difference maker. Whatever can break this open, because as you can see, these two teams, in terms of play style, not even moments in the game, in terms of play style, are neck and neck. They're tied up. So things like big killing sprees, big multi-kills, those will be the deciding factor.
I said it a little bit tongue-in-cheek that Sica's decided that he's going to go into the closet side and clear things out. Killing spree. Last time we saw him, he cleared the whole thing out, and now they've got the camouflage in their hands as well. Now, this is one of the first times that we've seen Acend have the power up in their hands, Andy. Snipedrone has a lot of responsibility here to turn this into kills and opportunities.
Just trying to sneak through. He's checking top, but actually gets spotted out. I think that was Suspector who eagle-eyed him bottom middle. He stays alive, but needs to be really careful how he plays this.
Cratos is going to get a flag pull. So Snipedrone is going to have a big play to make here. He's going to have to keep himself alive. Has given away his position, but repositions very, very smartly here as the camouflage will run out. Cratos is going to be alive in the flag. Snipedrone, excuse me, managed to stay alive long enough for his teammates to come off the respawn, and now he'll get that flag back to base. So deciding to rotate back, completely the right play here, as the flag is going to be returned home now for XSET once again.
Both flags back at home. Both teams can take 1 second to breathe. Trades there, so once again, one dead on each side. Will be back to even footing. But I think what you pointed out there on set with that camo grab coming in from Acend, that's really one of the first differences we've seen from this restart. Maybe they'll continue that camo control and open things up a bit for them.
It's the first time we've really seen Acend with control of this side of the map as well. FilthyG trying to get a pull, and there's kind of a 2-for-2 split, but in opposite bases at the moment. It looks like Suspector is actually going to make a play here towards the plant side, towards the P side here, to try and get this flag moving. Now he's going to be extremely vulnerable to grenades. Also, let's look at this. Snipedrone is sneaking around the corner. That's a bit of a sneaky surprise as well, but he'll be taken down. However, here comes Porky J. Can he get the touch? Yes, he can. Where is that flag, though? It's going to be returned. Cratos picks up a kill, and finally, we should have our first flag being stamped home, and it's XSET who got by 1.
And I think what we're seeing there is as everything kind of came through and the dust settled a bit, we saw XSET once again finding the groove, finding a way to apply pressure, and I think this game is actually getting scrappier as it goes. For the last few flag pulls, both flags have been pulled simultaneously, so when these teams are split, they have to decide how many resources do you allot to the flag run versus the flag return.
I love the fact that Suspected made the play as well, and the call to run it towards the plant side, which is probably what Acend weren't really thinking what was going to happen. So maybe that little bit of a confusion for them made it very, very difficult. It was a heads-up play coming in from XSET.
Also, something so interesting, you saw Suspector running that bottom plants. He actually misjuggled the flag, but in doing so, stopped short of a grenade. That might have been the difference maker in the run.
Yeah, it might well have been. 2v2 on the map, though. Lqgend trying to take down Suspector. Once again, it's Acend on the back foot. This is not where you want to be picking up kills. It needs to be mid-map and forward, and that is what XSET have been doing for the entirety of this game, and a deserving, 100% deserving 1-0 lead in this game.
And it's also not a shocker to see, based on the way this game has gone, XSET also leading in the kills category pretty handily as Suspector hits the 10-kill mark.
Snipedrone in a 1v1. Porky J being a difficult kill. Snipedrone will chase him down, though. FilthyG versus Snipedrone. FilthyG with a little bit of a shuffle and a shake, but a thrust away. It's going to leave him alone on the dance floor for now without any shields. Suspector picks up a kill onto Sica. Sidekick in the hands here of FilthyG as well, so any of those close quarter battles should be won, you would imagine. But Shaady now sneaking through. Lqgend inside of the base. It looks like there might be an opportunity for a pull.
Tries to maybe go back base, but right away gets dinged from top mid. And without that top mid control onset, that run's not going to happen.
Cratos shooting not just from top mid. He was shooting from the opposite base. He now picks up those kills. They fall in succession. Snipedrone, last player alive for his team. He's not going to be able to do too much here. Cratos with a big play. A big brain, a big play. And it turns into a second cap here.
That's right, big brainer. Pro gamer moves from Cratos. He's going to put that one in and does it with style on the slide. Lqgend going to maybe try to get a pull here because 3 were dead. But actually, Lqgend gets taken down by the last player alive. That's an enormous play from the side of XSET. It looked like it could have been a response, a counter run coming in from Acend, but it does not come through. We will stay here at 2-0.
Staying at 2-0, but Sica's just trying to wait for his teammates to push up at the moment. You can see he's trying to kind of sneak behind enemy lines. There's an opportunity for a pull coming in here. 4 kills are starting to fall in succession. And all of a sudden, Sica, having snuck into the base, is left with only Suspector to worry about. This is a clean run home here, and it should be an opportunity here for this game. And the deficit to be halved. The flag will be stamped home. It's 2-1. The first time Acend get in the base. And get a flag cap.
And it's great management of those slays coming in from Acend. You saw that Suspector was the last player alive, and they also even cleaned up that kill as well. They bring that flag home in with only 2 fresh spawners, but that flag's pulled once again, so they need to play this very carefully, specifically Snipedrone on the other side.
Well, we need to win this 1v1. A beatdown going to be missed by his opponent, and he'll win the fight. But can he get into position to get the nade in and get the kill? It looks like he can't. Cratos once again with a flag in hand. 2-1 the score for now, but it looks like in a few seconds' time, it will be back to a 2-flag deficit as Cratos puts home the 3rd.
It's a nice job from Cratos, the wait, the bait, and then brings the flag in with not only shields, but also, once again, with style. They go up 3-1, and that's quite a sign of how this game has played. Yes, we got a cap from Acend, however, XSET able to counter right away.
I mean, look at how Shady's playing this at the moment. He's just run across the map, but hasn't put any damage down, which means if he dies, his teammates don't have any damage done across the map to fight out spawns, and I think that's been the difference here. They haven't kind of fought for mid-map effectively enough. They tried to kind of skip a step, it seems, and when you lose that fight, then you're just trapped in your base. And XSET just had a really easy time of doing things, and just catching them off guard, catching them off respawn, and a 3-1 lead I feel is almost, generous, to be honest with you, in the favor of Acend. You know, it should be 4, it should be 5 at this point. I agree. I think Acend still has signs of life, and they have an opportunity here with 4 minutes on the board, but XSET now cleaning out 3 players in the back of the base. Double kill for Suspector. Doesn't need to go for that flagpole either. 4 minutes left in this game for Acend to turn this one around, get those 2 flags on the board. So a lot of time still to do it. Snipedrone picks up 1, and Suspector still inside this space, just being a nuisance. Sica's going to have to come back to deal with him. Suspector will be dealt with some good shots, but the pressure now coming in. But wow, that's 4 dead. The flag's moving, and all of a sudden I was saying maybe this is a little bit flattering for Acend. This could be 3-2 in a matter of seconds here. Snipedrone running the flag home. Snipedrone getting the flag back into the base. And with 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so left in this game, it's only a 1 flag game.
I don't know what more we could have asked for from this series. It has delivered now. Just over 3 minutes left in this game, and Acend thinking about another run as well.
Acend thinking about the run. Cratos doing enough to slow things down. FilthyG picked up the kill. However, all of a sudden, it's like Acend have woken up. They've realized, hey, the flag's in the other base. We've actually got to fight out of our base and get that flag moving. Now they pick up 3, but it looks like, unfortunately, there might have been a disconnect on the XSET side of things.
Come on.
League Ops. Open the book again. Tell us what happened.
We got to open the book. The flag goes in on your screen. However, keep in mind, we'll have to find out exactly. It looks like that disconnect happened just before it's the play. So right now, Acend needs to get a flag in, and they need to do it quick.
Here we go then. We're back into the gameplay, which is what we want to see. 3-2 is going to be the score. And we've got around 4 minutes left of this game to get things moving and find ourselves a winner. If you're just joining us, a reminder, map 4 is where we find ourselves. Acend have a 2-1 lead in the series. 1 game here, or if they manage to take this home, they'll take the series. Otherwise, we're heading to a game 5.
And such an important opening here. When you only have 4 minutes of play, the opening start becomes even more important.
It certainly does, and it's been won by XSET. You can see a couple of kills being traded across the board, though, as 2 now fall in the favor of XSET, but most importantly, what's falling into the hands of Suspector once again, that camouflage. It seems like that man has his eyes on it every single time we start.
And also kills coming in as well. They'll clean up Snipedrone and maintain control. You have to think if they get 1 flag, that really could be the end of it, or they might even just play the clock here on set.
Yeah, there's only 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play, and all they have to do is hold on. All they have to do is hold the line. Well, that might invite pressure, as we know it does sometimes. And we've seen how efficient that Acend can be. If they get into that position to pull a flag, they get a couple of kills. The last thing you want to do is die wondering if we should have gone forward or not.
Yeah, let's absolutely keep in mind as well. XSET, because they have that 1 flag lead on the board, they don't even need to push this. Pulling a flag always exposes you in different ways than just holding the enemy's base. Once again, now less than 3 minutes left. They may just play the slaying game here.
Sica trying to control the car side, but unfortunately it's not going to work out too well for him. FilthyG will pick up the kill. He's inside the base once more, and I like what I'm seeing here from XSET. They are trying to force the pace still. They're not going to die wondering. They're not going to just hold the line and try and play out that clock. They want to keep things moving.
Right now, minor man advantage for the side of Acend as they are going to continue this push. A little bit of help here between Shaady on Cratos, but Cratos doing well to stay alive in the back of his base as well and be a nuisance as that solo player.
Yeah, not only that, Suspector was there and Porky J is there as well. So 3 members of XSET working together to clear out that closet and make sure they have map control. Snipedrone going to fall as well. Oh no, he's not, excuse me. He's still alive and somehow he's managed to pick up not just 1, but 2. Snipedrone, you sneaky boy.
3 dead, only 1 alive, that's FilthyG. They need to find FilthyG. Looks like he's all the way on the other side of the map. They're now seeing fresh spawners also down on bottom planners. Here comes the flag run.
Camouflage up as well. Porky J taken down. FilthyG is vital to both teams here, though. Acend need to take him down. XSET need to keep him alive. Snipedrone in a huge 1v1. Cratos will have the help, and now FilthyG has the opportunity to move in. But not only that, stall this flag run as well.
Trying to play the angles, does not want to poke for that flag carrier there. Looks like they're able to get the kill, so now going to flank all the way in.
Kratos, he picks up kills across the map. Shaady almost won that fight, but he didn't. Most importantly, FilthyG has just played this one to a T.
He played it perfectly. That's all he had to do. He had to play the angle, stay alive, get the kill on Snipedrone top middle. By that time, his teammates, they had spawned and they had pushed up. Now they have control of the enemy base as well. Just 120 left on the clock. Camo out as well.
Camo, like you say, in their hands. Kratos picks up one, and this might be the run that could close things out. One player going to fall, two players going to fall for Acend. That flag is moving, and with just 1 minute or so left on this game, this is going to be a 2-flag deficit if they put it home, and you have to feel for Acend. That is not enough time to get back into things. The flag is run home. It is a 2-flag advantage now, and this one is looking like we're going to game 5.
We got a name for that, excuse me, where I come from. That's going to be a victory lap on that flag. Like you said, going to be a huge deficit now. 46 seconds on the clock, and it's going to require a little bit of a prayer for Acend.
You never know, though. Snipedrone picks up one. Porky J taken down. Flag is moving. Flag is in the hands of Acend. It's in the hands of Shaady. He manages to get it back into the base, and with 30 seconds remaining or so, it might just be a 1-flag game again. Yes, it is, but 2 kills go to XSET. Is there anyone in position with 20 seconds left to get a flagpole? It doesn't look like they're going to be able to. 3 players now fallen for Acend.
I think on that cam, we saw Snipedrone was the furthest across. He's got 14 seconds to get a pull to start this run.
Run, Snipedrone, run. See if you can get in the base. He's got 9 seconds to do it, and crazier things has happened. 5 seconds left. He gets the flag moving.
Here's the question, how does XSET let that happen? There's one player in the back of the base.
Oh my God.
They knew he was there as well.
Lqgend picks up 1. Oh, Snipedrone picks up 2. There's no way this is about to happen.
I don't understand how they've let this happen. Now Snipedrone's gonna keep this flag moving. Still only 1 player dead. They get another kill as well. They should be able to do this.
This is impossible. They've done the impossible. It's a miracle coming in. They tied things up. We're going to overtime.
And now, of course, because of the way that game was restart, we'll have to get another restart to get that overtime game. But like you said, we should now be going into a proper overtime period.
It's pool play.
We're just getting started.
Pool play, baby. I mean, as I say, we've been waiting forward to for this for quite some time. And it seems like the Halo gods are going to deliver. But here we go, everybody. First flag wins in what has been a marathon of an Aquarius capture the flag. Crazy plays left, right, and center. Sica now is going to try and deny Suspector getting that camo, at the start of this game, but early on it's going to be kills falling in the favor of XSET.
And really, a few kills, a multi-kill, a camo grab really are going to be the difference maker here with only 1 flag to go. Like we said, that was only a 4-minute game, and we needed the impossible to happen, and in the end, it did happen. So somehow we are here in a proper match of overtime. A 5-minute overtime going to be on the board. Of course, that'll likely continue into more overtime if the flag stays here at 0-0.
Oh my word, did you see those commando shots coming in from Shaady? That man's got some crazy recoil control. He did not miss too many bullets, but Porky J is going to pop back out. He's going to make him pay and send him back into the dirt for a few seconds. Cratos now moving up with a teammate into the base. Lqgend is going to be causing some problems on the flag, and that's a really big, not just a trade, but somehow manages to lay his death there, and that might actually give the rest of his team now an opportunity to think about a flag return. But look at Suspector's spawn. It's in the closet. Kratos has already got this pass halfway. Snipedrone in a big 1v1, and he had to win it. And luckily he did for Acend.
Had to win it, and he had support up top as well. They should be able to get this return pretty comfortably as they bring that back. Only about a few percentage to go. Flag will come back. We will stay here with both flags at home.
3 dead. Porky J last alive. Gets the kill before the beatdown comes in as well, and that is vital. Going down to no shields in that position back at base means that you're going to get eliminated pretty quickly indeed. That's big kills actually being picked up across the map, and you can also hear that that flag is moving. An objective is moving across the map. This is Cratos with it in hand. All players have fallen very, very quickly for Acend, and even though...
Wait.
It is a little bit of a fumble. Maybe
help.
It's going to be good. Maybe this is going to be how this game should have ended, and it will be. We're going to game 5 as XSET clutch up.
And you have to think with all those different variants of Aquarius CTF, how they played out. I think anyone who's placing a bet might have thought XSET is going to, in the end, win this out because they allowed a catastrophic comeback to occur just moments before. They will close out game number 4, Aquarius CTF. And how fitting we are going to a game number 5.
Yeah, it's almost like that should have. I feel like that should have happened a few minutes ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it felt like that was the result I think we were all expecting. Here's a look at your series layout so far, 2-2. We're going to game 5.
Slayer recharge. The more that I've seen this map play between some of the best teams in the world, the more I feel it started to slow down a little bit. It became a little bit of a standoff in those big moments. A little bit like we saw on Bazaar a little bit earlier on. Now, looking at that score, you can Acend and you think, hey, maybe we've got an opportunity here. But to be honest with you, with how close these two teams have been matched, Andy, I think you could pick a coin up of any value right now and you could flip it and you could convince me that either team's going to win.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I'll take from that series score is that XSET's wins are narrow wins. It's a 2-1 win in ball and a 5-4 win in flag.
Yeah.
However, you look at Acend's wins, and they're much more convincing. That's also including a Slayer, much bigger margin. So far, if you're just looking at the scores so far, you might think Acend might have an edge here, but as we always know, it's going to come down to how these play styles match up, and specifically on this exact map and game type.
So much to talk about on the map as well for Slayer, right? We've got so much utility.
Yeah.
We've got so many weapons that could impact the game. You've got the sword, you've got the mangler, you've got the shock rifle, all of these things that can be combined, and it's going to be that opening strategy again, the camouflage. Can you get that in your hands? Can you control the timing on that? And can you manage to get away with it? Throw it towards teammates if you're going to get taken down when you've managed to pick it up yourself. It's going to be a crazy game. And to be honest with you, I'm looking across the stage right now at these 8 gentlemen and I'm thinking, it's just been a hell of a series. We should all be very thankful they're here putting on such a performance for us, because this is the kind of Halo I want to see through the weekend to bring us back into this LAN environment.
Absolutely. A battle of Europe and North America here, a battle we've seen told many times before. However, this one's a bit different as we head to game number 5. Historically, North America outperforming Europe pretty handily on main stages, but that has not been the case here as we look to our 5th and final game with these two. And you have to think with how close this series has been on set. Things like grapple control, things like repulsor control, power-up control, easily could be what defines this match and this series.
It could well be indeed. Now, let's just quickly talk about it before we get into this game and we start building that momentum towards a game 5. If XSET win this game 5, all will be forgotten about.
Absolutely.
Acend, it's a loss in the series. So we need to start picking this up a little bit, everybody in the crowd. We now start building this up a little bit, right? It's a game 5. The first time we've seen a game 5 on our main stage for quite some time. Here we go. Recharge Slayer, first to 50. It all comes down to this.
Only one more game between these two, and has been an amazing series so far. If you're just joining us, you picked a hell of a time to tune in. We're glad you're with us. 2-2, game number 5, Recharge Slayer to decide it.
Already you can see it's a little bit slow, it's a little bit standoffy, but all of a sudden the pace is starting to pick up here. Porky J and FilthyG will pick up a couple of kills, and off the break, it looks like it's going to be XSET who have somewhat of an advantage here. Make that a 4-1 lead. They have control. Snipedrone picks up 1, 4-2. Mangler in the hands of Porky J.
Convincing push, but like you said, the fact that Acend is able to squeak 2 kills out there, going to definitely give them a little bit more time, a little bit more pressure. Also, let them have shock rifle control from top glass.
Now, speaking of pressure, Snipedrone has the shock rifle. And you've already seen this game start to slow down ever so slightly. One shot here, you will see Acend start to push.
Absolutely.
You will see them take that opportunity. And FilthyG, little shoulder poke. Not showing their head, though.
Not showing at all any opportunity to push. You will see Acend fly in, shots coming in the glass, but you called it perfectly there on set. Both teams showing each other the ultimate respect. Neither of them wants to make the game-deciding mistake off of this open, just playing so slow, and now 5-3, just like that, a few kills traded out.
Has got the sword, though, but the trades go in the favor of Acend here. So now just a 1-kill game, and they also have managed to take the sword out of play here for XSET. So weaponry and sandbox favoring Acend right now. Snipedrone still commanding so much respect from the other team with his shock rifle. They're not challenging, they're not poking, but Porky J picking up that kill. Maybe that is the signal now to push.
Gonna be a bit of battle of wits here too, right? Patience. We've seen how fast these teams are playing. Neither team wants to be able to slow this game down, but they're gonna have to, but here comes the push.
Oh, but there's the sword. Shaady picks up 1, Shaady picks up 2. Cratos manages to pick up 1 though. And that's what I meant about weaponry. Control the sandbox, control the game.
Shady's got some kind of sword upgrades I don't know about, because those are some of the 2 fastest slashes I've ever seen in Halo Infinite, and just like that, they put kills on the board.
Got loose wrists. Snipedrone with the shots, but not going to quite connect. 10-7 the score. Even with the big play from Shaady, XSET still have that 3-kill advantage. Now, what that means is they control the pace, Andy. They can play slow.
Yep, absolutely. And right now, that's enough of a cushion. Make it 11-7, and also make it a camo here, as that will tap out shock rifle control for Porky J as well. And like you said, they're going to be very comfortable playing here.
Oh, he's
Shaady pulls the trigger a little bit earlier there.
Tried to do what he could in that position, but 13-8 now. You have to say that XSET completely in control. They have the weapons. They have the height on the map. Snipedrone versus FilthyG. It'll be a trade across the board, though. 15-9. A little bit more of a comfortable lead here for the first time for XSET.
XSET going to be happy. Honestly, once you're up by 5 and you start trading at the mid-game, XSET's going to be happy to do that. I just want to reiterate on set what you said. What's at stake here? If Acend win this game, it's a historic win for Europe that will not be forgotten by the entire continent and even North American audiences as well. If XSET wins this is a footnote in this tournament.
Same old, same old. That's all it will be remembered as. And even though it is only pool play, and I say that with a little bit of an asterisk because it doesn't mean it's the end of the tournament by any means for either of these teams, it certainly will be a big marker for both of them moving forward in the tournament. Porky J with the commando in his hands. Trying to connect with a few shots across map for now. 18-11 the score, so a 7-kill difference between the two teams at the moment. Sica struggling a little bit here. 1-4 for him.
XSET just going to be very happy, like I said, to continue playing this exact game, continue trading out. And they're just going to let these kills go in the way that they have, and not connecting yet with the commando. Snipedrone should not be winning those battles.
He should not be winning that battle. Suspector puts things right. The camo is going to be coming up as well. And I kind of like the fact that even though it might not have worked there, for Acend, you saw the idea, right? They tried to push, tried to be aggressive ahead of the camo to allow them to pick that up. However, XSET held brilliantly. Now they're picking up the kills. Now they have the opportunity to move down to the camo, and the lead is just getting bigger and bigger.
And it's honestly starting to get out of hand here with a 9-kill game, and XSET, like I said, going to be very happy to keep playing this. And I did not know that Suspector was hanging around the corner, so Shaady actually tries to make the glass push, gets punished, and now just like that, 24-16.
24-16, things getting out of hand quickly for Acend. They need to find a way to get back into this game. Maybe that energy sword is going to be it. Maybe it's just playing slow and waiting for that next power-up. You can't be giving away free picks like Snipedrone has just done, though. If you do that, you find yourself in trouble. You have to wait for your prey to come to you.
Just like that, 8-kill game. This game far from over, and if this series has taught us anything, it's that both of these teams are going to be playing till the very end.
One thing that XSET are doing so well is consistently pressurizing Acend here. They're not letting them stabilize. They're not letting them set up. They're always looking for a pick, always looking for a kill. Cratos with that kill there, that was huge because it just staggers respawns. Not only does it give them a kill, it buys them time in the game because they cannot do anything here, Acend. If they're trapped and they only have 3 players, they have to wait for 4 so they can have an even fight across the map.
You can tell they're trying to get the push together, and here it comes. It's a great stick from Porky J, though, to shut down the bottom A push.
Shuts down the push. Picks up the sword, and now he makes Shaady play as well. Sica will trade it out, though. 28-20. Snipedrone picks up 1. 8 kills make it 9 as XSET start to roll here, Andy.
And here's the thing. This is such a big lead that, once again, XSET is very happy to continue playing this game. Acend, you're seeing them make some great plays. They're backing down the shock rifle player, and then they're also pushing in low A with the sword. So they're very conscious of exactly what they need to do. They can't simply hope that this game works out. They need to have really convincing pushes where they're trading 4 for 2, 4 for 1. They know that they can't continue playing at this pace.
And again, it's 2 kills, this time actually going in the favor of Acend. So Porky J is going to be in a little bit of a difficult position here, trying to fight around that camouflage. Now the pressure's coming in from Acend. Cratos, no, that's big off the respawn. Getting into a position to help out his teammates. Suspector will pick up 1 as well. Snipedrone picks up a double himself. Where is that camo, though? Has it been burned? Has it been picked up? And will it be an influence around the halfway point of this game?
You can tell from Snipedrone's POV, that's what he's wondering as well. That same exact question now, just going to be patrolling top A, pre-nading into control, wondering where that player might be. Here's the camo, all the way in back glass.
Huge opportunity here. Shaady has to play this perfect. Picks up 1. The information now will be given to XSET. And look at that score, 33-26. One thing we should know, and one thing we should note, do not count Acend out of a game. We've already seen some crazy stuff from them.
We really have. It's been one heck of a series so far, but Suspector finally putting the shock rifle to use there as well. Not done on the C crates as well. Picks up another one, that's a double.
Looking for the triple as well, Suspector. Plays like that will win you games. As FilthyG picks up another onto Shaady, and even though there was a little bit of a comeback starting to happen here for Acend, all of a sudden it's starting to look like it might go the other way. Look at this play from Cratos, by the way. The survivability, the damage he's doing, but none of them turn into kills. Acend hold their ground. It is a 6-kill game.
We're getting to crunch time, though. Now make it a 5-kill game. This needs to be very good Halo from the side of Acend.
Lqgend picks up another
3-kill game?
It's a 3-kill game again. Cratos no shields.
Off screen, Shaady just did some shady stuff.
Cratos dead.
And they pick up even more. Now just like that, a 2-kill game, make it a 3-kill game, back and forth, but we are essentially netted up in the home stretch. This was just a 10-kill game.
2 kills between the two teams. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but we find ourselves here, right now in Raleigh. What a series this has been as Lqgend now tries to survive. 2 kills still between the two squads.
Certainly a series I will not soon forget. It's not very often you see such back and forth tug of war between these two teams, and a battle also of Europe versus North America. Some shots there on Snipedrone from FilthyG as they will maintain top control and pipes control.
XSET shaken, but not stirred yet. Still 2 kills between the two teams. Camouflage has run out.
Look at that rotation there. They move all the way over to pipes on the side of Acend, and the camo, you just heard it actually run out, so they will run that entire camo. It will not be a factor here. 3 minutes on the clock, 2-kill game.
Oh boy. Suspector has a little poke. Snipedrone says hello. And this has come to a standstill. You can hear a pin drop here in Raleigh. You could feel the tension in the air, and you could feel the adrenaline in the players' hands too.
And how have XSET managed to do it again? They did it in CTF, and they did it with a 10-kill lead here in Slayer. Somehow they've forfeited those 10 kills to make this just a 2-kill game.
Now, is it going to be another battle for that camouflage, or is it going to be Cratos with this sword in his hand who can sneak up, he can jump up, and he can completely blow this setup apart here for Acend. He has the opportunity to make a play, but you can also see how nervous he is. He knows if he gives this sword away, he could throw the game away as well, but he could also win the game.
Here he goes.
Snipedrone's down to no shields. Snipedrone will be taken down, but now Cratos finds himself no shield.
Wow.
The Sica will win it, and we have almost a tie game.
Cratos actually decides to challenge instead of holding Addict there. It's a ballsy play. It doesn't pay off in the end. So just like you say, 39-39
Oh,
now.
it's tied up. 11 kills to go for either squad, and Acend like a phoenix take the lead. 10 kills for them to close it out. Shaady picks up one. FilthyG goes down as Lqgend picks up the 42nd.
This is unreal. Minute 42 on the clock as well. Keep an eye on that power-up. Shots going into long haul. Porky J is bottom middle, thinking about this camo.
Camo could win this game for either side. It's been picked up. XSET have camo. 42 all. Cratos ties the game up again. Here comes Porky J as a player.
No!
Has fallen out the lobby. If, to be honest with you, if you want to know why we're here and you just join us, go back in the VOD again.
Yeah.
Because that was worth watching in itself to bring us to this point.
Yeah, I was not kidding when I said this is a series to remember as we get into, once again, game number 5 here. It's Acend versus XSET. One Slayer to decide the series.
Here we go then, game 5, everybody. Acend, XSET. Still no idea who's going to win this, Andy. To be honest with you, absolutely no idea.
We've seen so much gameplay from these two teams, and I would not be able to tell you. Here we go, into the game.
First kill is going to be picked up by Porky J. Good grenade onto Snipedrone. Sica now looking to clean up some kills. Lqgend is going to be eliminated here, as I think this is actually the point of view of Porky J. So we'll get that adjusted, as now we do see Sica in front of us. Suspector going to be taken down by Sica. So that's 3 dead for XSET, however. Just the 1 kill advantage here for Acend, as a couple more kills will be traded as that sword is going to be available, and Sica's going to say, hey, I like that blue thing, it looks shiny, let me get it in my hands.
This game starting an awful lot like the last one here at 5-4, with essentially the exact same score margin that we saw off of the last. So neither team giving one another an inch as we take a look at some early area control for the side of Acend. They're looking now to maybe push A, but look at the stick from FilthyG at bottom elevator.
Yeah, FilthyG, the G stands for grenade, and that was a filthy grenade as it stuck Shaady in the foot. However, Sica with that sword managed to trade it out almost immediately. Tie game at 6-6. I guarantee you, I'm going to say tie game a lot in this game.
I was going to say, I feel like regardless of where, the shock rifle coming in from Cratos there at the bat ledge, picking up 1 kill, also keeping an eye on the Snipedrone push on top glass as well.
Suspector there to give him the help he needs, though. That's what I meant about the shock rifle. A game changer in these standoff situations, but you have to recognize, if you're sat at home, the pressure on every single one of these shots.
That pressure on every one of these shots and every single one of these players now. It feels like with each time that we have to jump back into the game, it feels like there's even more pressure on them as this series has been one for the ages.
2 kills between the two teams. You can see that Shaady wants to get into close quarters. He wants to use that sword, but he's also more than aware that he can't give it away, because then it gives all of the opportunities to push. Kind of negated for Acend.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about the risk reward there. You want to use the sword to push. Kratos able to hit the body shot, but does not connect on the headshot with that shock rifle. That's going to be a low push from Lqgend.
And you see the opportunity to push FilthyG with some big shots. Sica, though, will pick up some kills himself to trade things out. Snipedrone with another tie game. Put it in quotation marks, maybe a hashtag. As we're going to see, Cratos pick up the camo. Is he going to be able to burn it? It looks like he will. So even though Cratos gets taken down, that's a big, big play from the XSET.
Certainly stays alive, wraps himself around the boxes, makes sure to get the full burn, but just like that, 12-9 in favor of Acend. So at what cost did they get that camo burn?
Spawn's coming in on the long haul here for XSET. So Shady's actually backed out really, really smartly towards his teammates, calling that information out. Lqgend's going to have to be quick on this rotation across the map, though, because there is a player who's behind him. Shaady now. Hello, welcome to Slice and Dice. A double kill for Shaady. 15-11. Acend with probably one of the most dominant leads we've seen him have.
It really has. Just that tells you how close this series has been. And in that last game that we saw of Aquarius Slayer was a little bit turned around. We saw actually XSET with a 4-kill lead at this point. So XSET now with the pressure against them, their backs against the wall, they're going to need to slow the game down just a bit and make sure that their pushes are a bit more efficient.
Back to a little bit of a standoff between the two teams. Now, this is a really big moment in this game, Andy. If XSET lose this next team fight, then all of a sudden it becomes 18-11, 20-11, and double up on the kills. Acend get into that situation where they just know they can trade from then on in. So this is why you're seeing the pace of the game really slow down.
And XSET does not want to drop this series. They've played so hard, they've fought so far, and they're not going to give up any free kills in a moment like this. One thing I got to talk about is you're seeing now as the meta of Halo Infinite evolves, because we have observer mode, we can see, of course, where their opponents are. So often they're looking at the exact sight line that they need to be, and the player's just behind the wall. They know exactly who might be checking those angles. So impressive to see over these weeks just how much the meta has evolved here in Halo Infinite.
One shot can completely change the complexion of the game again. Cratos is the man with the power to do so. However, Lqgend, who's putting him under some pressure, takes him down to about 2/5 of his shield. So he's still that 4-kill difference. Camo is up though, and now you're going to see that fight break out, Andy.
Here we go, trying to get an angle. Kratos somehow stays alive. And we're going to keep our eyes on that camo, but 2 kills come in for Acend.
2 kills to Acend, and they extend that lead, 17-11. And now Cratos and Porky J are split across the map from their teammates. Will Acend think about making a push? Try and capitalize on this situation. It looks like they might. The grenades are coming in. 2 players stuck bottom elevator here, but they haven't picked up the kills.
Wondering where Sica is. Nice job there. Excellent work. Take down the sword player from Porky J. Back C. He will stay alive. So just like that, still a 6-kill game. It felt like for a moment it could start to get out of hand.
Difference maker though is the sword. You cannot push Porky J here around this head glitch because he's going to have the angles, he's going to have the distance. But look, 2 swords in play now on the map, and now you're going to see Porky J pick up one onto Lqgend. Also found himself a shock rifle too.
They keep it close within 6. Looked like Sica did have that camo. Was not a factor in the end.
7 kills though as Snipedrone picks one up. 6 and 5 for him. Shaady, what a game he's having. 8 and 2.
Yep. Hate to see it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Raleigh here in North Carolina, and welcome back to the Halo Championship Kickoff Major. Now, we're going to get back into a Game 5. We've been waiting quite a while to get back into a Game 5. We've played a few Game 5s, but we haven't got a conclusion to what has been quite an incredible series between two teams, Andy, who have put on quite a show.
That's right. We have not gotten our conclusion. Daggone it, we're going to get our conclusion here. We're going to cross our fingers
until we get our conclusion.
Cross our toes, and we're going to get into this game because I'm going to find out who's going to win this series.
Well, here we go then, everybody. Let's try this one more time. Acend versus XSET. Game 5. Now, the ruling for everyone joining, Acend need to hit 43 kills. It's a 0-0 start right from the beginning of the game. XSET need 50 to win the Game 5 that we find ourselves in, and the series. Here we go once more.
And we're back underway, and once again, it's a 7-kill difference. That's where we left off in the last game, and Acend will need 43. XSET needs 50 here. First few kills going the way of Acend.
Yeah, pretty good start for them. Gonna have that camo as well, but look at the play actually coming in from Cratos. I think Shaady got away, and look at the cover coming in from Snipedrone. Sica picks up another. Shaady stays alive, and somehow he's managed to do so for quite some time. 5-3 though, as a couple of kills will be clawed back here from XSET. So shock rifle still in the hands of Snipedrone here, and you can see he's aware of those spawns. He's backing off to make sure that weapon stays in their hands.
That's right. We'll see. The shock rifle has not been an enormous factor in these versions here of Slayer on Recharge. We'll have to see if that's a different case this time around.
Well, back to a little bit of a standoff between the two teams. Shaady, the furthest player up, who is close enough to engage. Good shots there from Lqgend across map, are going to slowly back up those players. Now you can see maybe Shaady thinking about making a play. And one thing that's been really impressive for me, Shady's never been afraid to make plays in this series. He's always been the man who's created the openings for his team.
Absolutely. Just patrolling around here, trying to exchange some shots from Yellow into control, but also getting dinged quite a bit. But Cratos, once again, is getting pretty anxious to push from that long haul. That's not the first time we've seen him try to make that push aggressively and it not pay off.
Yeah, I mean, it has to make the play, though. Someone has to make the play, right? Even though you can say, oh, it hasn't worked, it doesn't look good. If they don't make the play, they ain't going to win the game. Someone has to try and make a push to claw back that deficit. But at 8-4, Shaady and Acend still have control of the map. They have a full squad wipe to play with as well. If a couple players die, they still have that cushion to work.
Let's not forget, with that 7-kill difference in the aggregate score, trading here for Acend is possible because they're up now by quite a margin here at 8-4. They can trade out much more than XSET. XSET needs to bring this back, keep it within reason.
Look at Shaady again. His camouflage is coming up and he's making a play once more. The distraction is enough for Snipedrone to hit another filthy headshot onto FilthyG. And Shaady now making another play. What? Suspector needed to be careful, but the damage is already done here. Suspector has the sword in his hands, but the double up of the score, 10-5 here, with the camouflage coming up as well. XSET needs to be careful. Very, very careful now.
Very careful, and they cannot let this game continue to play out at the tempo it had been. Snipedrone from the back of elevator with the shock rifle was the scene of the crime. Now he's got the sword as well.
12-7. 5 kills still the difference between the two teams. Shock rifle has been dominant from Snipedrone though. And if he carries on at this kind of pace with this weapon, we'll have to start calling him Shockdrone because he is not missing.
And here's the question. Did XSET start this game, and are they playing this game understanding they're down by 7, right? It's difficult in a restart to mentally play with that exact score in mind. So far, that hasn't been the case. Like we said, they need to make sure that they start to gain control, be much more efficient with how these kills are being traded out.
And at the moment, the only thing that's forced moves from either team from this little standoff position is that camouflage popping up. That's when we've seen the engagements come in. And also, you can also see a push coming in here. Snipedrone's going to turn the sword over, as well as that shock rifle. But I love the play from XSET. They recognize they have to do something here. And Porky J, goodness me, that's a big kill. That brings the game back within 2 with the score down below, but obviously we still have that 7-kill margin between the two.
And man, did he ever tee up that insta-splode. That was telegraphed. Lays down the first plasma, even though a player was on the second box. Great shots from Cratos. Able to get that plasma at the perfect height to keep this game now. Just 1 kill difference on the scoreboard, however, now make that an 8-kill difference overall.
Acend trapped at the moment. Now we're going to see the play revolve around that camouflage once more. It's popping in around 3 seconds. Do Acend have the angles they need to, or is FilthyG just going to get involved a little bit earlier to pick up some kills? Suspector will be killed as well. Lqgend picking up that one and doing some decent damage once again. Snipedrone's going to get a trade. Porky J has the sword, but Lqgend has the camo in his hand. And just a reminder here, Acend just need to get to 43. It's up to XSET to get to 50.
Look at the timing here. They know there's a lot of pressure around top elevator. Oh! Suspector with the double kill there in the back of A. And just like that, it will stay an 8-kill game.
Oh! No, it won't.
7.
Suspector with the sword in hand, and XSET start to rally now in this game 5. All tied up with the score at the bottom of your screen, but like we mentioned, Acend still have that 7-kill advantage. Make that 6 now overall, because that's another kill going in their favor.
And you have to think that XSET has started to realize what's at stake, because they were just down by about 6 kills, and just like that, they brought this back on your scoreboard here on the screen, now to have a slight lead, bringing the game overall within 6. Don't worry, we'll keep track of the math as we go.
Snipedrone picks up 1, but 2 kills are going to fall here to XSET. All tied up on the bottom of your screen, but still that 7-kill difference between the two. Snipedrone, again, just picking up kill after kill. When it seems like things are starting to fall apart here for Acend, Snipedrone will pop up in that kill feed and just calm things down again.
Yeah, and XSET, once again, they need to play doubly as efficient as they normally would, because they cannot continue at this pace here. A little bit of control of the shock rifle, looking into glass from Cratos here. Needs to be aware of the pipes push as well.
He certainly does, but one thing they need to be aware of as well here, XSET, is the time at the bottom of the screen right now. 6 minutes 20 in this game. They need to turn over a 7-kill deficit, an 8-kill deficit at this point. They can't afford to sit off for too long. At some point, they're going to have to make pushes, and that's just going to fall into the hands of Acend.
You're absolutely right. They're going to have to make some calculated risks, and like you said, Acend's going to sit back and let those risks come as they do, and just hope that they'll be able to end one of those pushes. Still, just like that, these two teams not wanting to give each other an inch.
Camouflage coming up. Now we're going to see movement on the map once more. Shaady, the playmaker for Acend, gets that first kill. Shady's going to find 2 as well. Here's Sica in a 1v1. Porky J is left without any friends as 2 kills will fall, and that means the camo, will fall into the hands of Lqgend as he works once again in that buddy system. Now they are looking strong here. They've got a lead, and they are starting to extend it.
You can see it happening off screen. 2 players go down bottom mid to get camo together. Either way, they were getting camo no matter what, and they come away with it. However, will be traded out in the end. Porky J gets that kill to keep things within reason.
Within reason, but still at arm's length here for Acend. They need to hit 43. Just to remind you, XSET need 50 in this game. Snipedrone and the rest of Acend kind of just trapped at the moment. Back pipes need to find a few more angles, but at the same time, if XSET have to funnel towards them, you expect them to get trades at least.
Absolutely, and XSET, such a talented team, but they need to make sure that they do not wait to do all this work at the very end. They cannot start to let the side of Acend get towards those 30 mark and get past that. It's going to create too much of a challenge for them in the end. They need to step it up right here, right now, less than 5 minutes on the clock.
4 minutes 40 to be precise for them to do something, and now Porky J realizes he's got the mangler in his hands. He needs to try and get into some sort of position to affect this setup, to break the setup, and to get away without trading as well. He needs to pick up a clean kill here. 1 shot onto Sica, make that 2, and there is that kill. The rest of his team now need to flood Andy.
Kratos trying to push, but somehow Lqgend wraps around and actually will go down. It's a nice trade from the side of Acend, and they're just going to look to keep that up.
Suspector takes down Snipedrone. FilthyG now inside of the pipes. Has that mangler to work with as well, and the clock is just dwindling away from them at the moment, like the sands of time. It really is working against XSET here, but they do have a 2-kill lead in the game. So overall now it's a 5-kill difference between the two teams. Just to reiterate once again, Acend need 43, XSET need to hit 50.
And you have to think, with the way this has gone, XSET is going to keep at this pace, and things are going to get really tense around that 35 mark. That's not the way XSET wants it to go, but that's looking like what it's going to be. And if they play perfectly, they can absolutely squeak out this win. But my God, are they ever setting themselves up for crunch time at the end of this match?
3.5 minutes left. Conversations now have to be had here for XSET. At what point do we take the risk? Do we try and win this game? Because if it's played at this pace, like you say, Acend are going to win this game. They're going to win game 5. They're going to win the series.
Yeah, right now this 6-kill lead will just stand, and Acend is happy to let that clock tick down. We're about to be at the 3-minute mark.
Shock rifle might be the opening. Suspector trying to take a few different angles. Trying to see if he can peel someone off maybe the back of this back ramp around sword, around this blue turbine area. Shady's going to give him a little peek. Can he give him a haircut in response, though? A little bit of a shoulder shuffle, a little bit of a shimmy and a shake, but no shots are going to be connecting.
And the good way to think about this, Mark, for everyone at home, is that You need Acend right now are going to continue playing their game. XSET needs essentially a full wipe and a half. So what you're seeing right now is XSET look for the perfect opportunity to push.
Trades come in, though. That's absolutely fine for Acend. XSET need to be getting to that point now with just 2 minutes 30 left where they need to speed things up. They need to get aggressive. It's still 5 kills between the two teams. Suspector might have had that opportunity with one shock rifle shot there connecting to the head. That might have been it, but who is it? No one else but Shaady is making plays that can win games like he is.
The reason you're seeing XSET play so tentative is they know that they cannot afford to trade. Therefore, they're looking for the right opportunity to push, get 4 dead, maybe even pick up 2 off the respawn. That would essentially tie us up, but there's only 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left, they gotta go now. They have to go now. Cratos will get a trade, but it doesn't help the situation for them. Porky J has that shock rifle. Snipedrone's gonna back him down. 1 minute 50 left on the clock. We're in for a grandstand finish here.
We are, and we need to see a grandstand close from XSET here. They have all the pressure against them, and they need to make something happen. They need to make a high-risk play in the last minute 30.
Looks like they're trying to bait maybe this camo, but they're not taking the bait here, Acend. They say, hey, if you want camo, that's absolutely fine. We're going to group up together. If we can get into a position where we can get trades, we're happy with that. Porky J and co, it's time to go. 1 minute 24 on the clock. Porky J looking to peek around the corner, but can't find any targets.
They're playing the slow game here right now. The only difference, right, is the fact here they need 50, keep in mind, at the timer, and we'll see exactly how that'll come down to, but it looks like it might come down to time.
Oh, Suspector picks up 1, Suspector picks up 2. And now, things are looking a little bit shaky here for Acend, but time is on their side. Cratos picks up another one now, and oh my word, they've got 58 seconds to find 11 kills.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Tall order, but hey, I've been proven once wrong on this broadcast and many times before, so 50 seconds on the clock. They need to move. They need to be so aggressive.
Legends just saying, come to me, boys. If you want to play, you got to come and force things. Porky J picks up 1. 10 kills in 40 seconds. Can it be done? It doesn't look like it will be. A couple of kills still going their way. Acend just need to hit 43 and it will be the game.
Or just hold on.
20 seconds left. Cratos tries to push. Sica picks up the kill. 15 seconds remaining. Suspector picks up 1. But it looks here like the damage might have already been done. 8 seconds remaining. 6 seconds. 5. We're in a game 5. It's taken a while to get here, but finally we can say Acend have taken down XSET. And Europe are here to play.
As we said, it's a historic victory for the European side and the entire continent here, as they will win an epic pool play match. They went the distance in both games and time, but in the end, that's what's going to be remembered here on the main stage. It's a European victory.